you're really sort of looking the other way with what capitalism has done to other countries. All the sweatshop labor, all the wars we've fought in over air quote freedom, where most of it is about, you know, natural resources.
Okay, here's my take. I'm thinking that he was always smart enough to arrive at these places, and just over the last little bit has been getting more radicalized, along with a lot of people. Frankly, you can't look up at like gas prices being this outrageous and pandemics being forgotten about, and then just wars all like popping up all over the place, and not be like, okay, well, what's happening here?
One of Bill Burr's right-wing fans sends him an angry message asking him why he talked favorably about socialism in one of his shows. Here's his response.
Socialism. Hi, Bill, you redheaded fuck. I really appreciate the bluntness of that. How are you? Last week you mentioned you don't know why people demonize socialism. I was really taken aback at that statement. Oh, Jesus Christ. Every country that has tried socialism has failed, and it's responsible for 10.
I don't know who Bill Burr is. Bill Burr is just like a super famous stand-up comedian. He's in Breaking Bad. If you want to talk about a acting role you maybe saw in him, he was the sidekick to the other partner who lied on that giant pile of money in that one scene. And they talked about like maybe just escaping, and then the other dude's like he killed like 5 or 6 people in prison. We're not going to do that.
Tens of millions of deaths. All right. So would you say capitalism is working? And it is not, you know, when like, what is it? Like 99% of the wealth is in like fucking 2% of the people's hands. All of these tent cities, you're telling me this is working? You don't think capitalism is responsible for tens of millions of deaths? Anyway, Russia, Germany, China, Cuba, and most recently Venezuela have tried, or right now are socialist countries. As far as I know, whatever...
Socialism. Venezuela. Immediately hitting the vuvuzela,
Cuba
dude.
was trying to do, we prevented them from doing with a fucking embargo or whatever the hell we did. We've been fucking with them for 60 years. So I think you're looking at like, you know, like what a lot of people do is you look at your own country.
How can you not love this man, dude? How can you fucking not love this man? His take on Cuba, his take on fucking Cuba straight up is better than 99% of people involved in American politics, okay? Just immediately dropping a stack on the fucking embargo. Holy shit. I'll tell you right now, it's because I steal his.
Men can't love, that's gay. Oh, it's true, actually. If you ever love another man in any way, that's gay. Yep. What's this? Bill Burr will never get invited back on Joe Rogan. Like, I'll say this about Bill Burr. I don't endorse Bill Burr's canon in its entirely. There's a lot of fucking shitty ass transphobic routines he had back in the day. He's obviously changed his opinion on a lot of it. Like, I've seen him come out and be like, yeah, I was kind of like coming from a place of ignorance and a lot of that stuff. But like, there is a lot. Like, he's got a lot of like shitty routines like that. He did have, because my brother took me to see him, I think, was it last year? Maybe around then. My brother took me to see him, and I was actually shockingly surprised because the set had like 0 jokes about trans people and was like pretty hyper political, but like all from a good perspective. He had this one joke about indigenous people because he at one point said natives, and then like some people in the crowd were like, oh, like, you know, mostly white liberals, and then he turned around and he was like, oh, are you upset? Are you upset at the word I used to call indigenous people? Are you mad about that? Are you going to give them their land back? No, you're not. No, but you are going to be mad about what words I'm using to refer to them are, but you're not going to give them land back. You're never going to do that. No, but just the words. It's the words that really upset you. It's the words that are the problem. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I'll change the words I use. Yeah. Probably cool if they got some of it back though, you know, and it wasn't just the words, but sure. Yeah. And I was like, that was a great roasting.
Takes, okay? You guys might be thinking like, oh man, Bill Burr sure is saying a lot of stuff that I've heard you say. It's because I just stole his takes verbatim.
through rose-colored glasses the same way you look at your own sports team like, oh, my team doesn't cheat, but your team does.
Yeah, that's what he said. That was the best part of the punchline. Oh, you Canadians, I can't stand you. You think you're the good whites. All of you Canadians, that's the problem with Canada. You all think you're the good ones. Like you haven't done a whole bunch of shitty things in your past as well and continue to do so. It's like if white liberals were a country. I was like, that was so funny.
Bill then talks about the murderous and destructive nature of U.S. imperialism, then continues to read the letter from the angry right-winger pointing out
you're really sort of looking the other way with what capitalism has done to other countries. All the sweatshop labor, all the wars we've fought in over air quote freedom, where most of it is about, natural resources.
Okay, here's my take. Potato El Rey Del Ghetto, thank you so much for the prime. I'm thinking that he was always smart enough to arrive at these places, and just over the last little bit has been getting more radicalized, along with a lot of people. Frankly, you can't look up at like gas prices being this outrageous and pandemics being forgotten about, and then just wars all like popping up all over the place, and not be like, okay, well, what's happening here? What's going on? Just like to understand everything. How is it all connected? How does this all work out? What's with the whole, the stratifications of stuff in society, and why are these groups so much poorer than these other groups for things that don't make any sense? It's like just the amount of melanin in the skin and other attributes. What?
These fucking countries where we've gone in and, stuck in heads of the government that are going to do what we want to do so we can fucking take advantage of them. Like, I mean, to sit there and look at capitalism like it's, I don't know, dude. All right, I took off my Birkenstocks. I'm going to read the rest of this here. Okay, socialism all starts the same way. Create a boogeyman like corporations, the rich, or a race. Oh, yeah, we've never done that in this country. We've never created a boogeyman. There's never, Jesus Christ, buddy. Blame them for all your problems. Yeah, we never did that. The leaders then promised to fix all the problems. Oh, boy. Slowly, the government starts to control every aspect of your life. Why does this sound so familiar? Promise that aren't they like recording all our phone conversations now? And we're slowly on our way to getting microchipped. Promise that everybody will have the same equity and outcome. This creates mediocrity, loss of the middle class. Loss of the middle class. Where have I seen that before? Of innovation, corporations are buying houses now. They're just buying them up so they can fucking Airbnb. Like literally the American dream, buying a house. They're going to take that away in this country. That reduces the tax money coming out into the government. Buddy, I can't fucking read all of this horse shit. This is everything that we're doing too. Capitalism. Okay, I'll get to the end here. Capitalism. Now, you know what? Let's just read all of this because it's fucking hilarious that he's acting like none of this is happening in this country. And you know what's funny about people? You don't like it, get the fuck out of here. This is my favorite thing ever. Yet you can look at your sports team and be like, what the fuck is this coach doing? And then nobody goes like, you don't go fucking root for somebody else. No, I'm criticizing it because I love it and I want it to win.
Oh my God, that's such a good analogy. Oh, every part of this is so good. It's like perfectly tailored to get dumbasses that completely understand the take in the most clear and concise way. Oh,
in the country. Oh yeah, that hasn't happened.
Bill Burr finishes reading the letter as he keeps pointing out how everything a right-winger says socialism will do to the U.S. has already been done by capitalism, then ends the great summary of how capitalist propaganda system is manufactured.
Punish the rich, which eventually leads to them leaving the country. Oh yeah, that hasn't happened. Yeah, the rich haven't, their money leaves the country and then comes back in the form of an interest-free loan that is then forgiven. Jesus, buddy, come on. The richest people usually employ the most of the population. Oh, boy. Disarm the citizens so that they cannot revolt. Control the media like promoting the government. Control the media. There's two guys that own the media, Ted Turner and fucking that other guy there, the guy from Fox News. That's why we're Hatfields and McCoys right now. Disarm the citizens so they cannot revolt. Control the media like promoting the government agenda with propaganda, then censorship of all their other ideas. Yeah, creating areas where you can only protest, which are down.
Dude, piping dimes. No bad feelings, but can you answer my question? Obviously, I'm new here, but I thought you were a socialist. Explain all the millions you don't give back to you and your followers. Don't ban me for a question. Might have been approached this.
Piping dimes? That's a flex to come into Hassan's chat for the first time ever, doing double ats, and I'll be like, obviously I'm new here. My first time, but I'm going to say some stuff that I probably don't know is the biggest bait to piss you off of all the list of things that people bait you with. Like, but my first time here, but just out of the gates, going to go right for that whole, you're the champagne socialist of champagne socialists. We're going to do that thing.
Way, but I'm dumbfounded. The least just honestly,
White
just
House.
curious, Andy. Just the least inquisitive, just curious, Andy. Bro, I don't know if you know this, but notice how you haven't given me a single fucking dime, but you and I can have a one-to-one conversation. Okay, let me describe it to you this way. There's a lot of other people who see that and see value in that and decide, hey, I can watch this for free, or I can give $5 a month to this guy because I like what he's doing. And I think he has a good role in society. I think he's educational content. He's creating educational content. He's doing it in an entertaining
How many
way.
times has it been copy-pasted? I feel eventually you got to.
And I'm going to give him $5 a month,
that.
especially at the top of the hour when there's a 60-second ad break. Typical word salad, no answer. How are you a socialist? Millions, not giving back to the pool. First and foremost,
back to the
I do
pool.
give back. Okay? But you understand that socialism doesn't mean you don't get compensated for your labor. Well, you don't understand that. You don't really understand anything. It's not word salad when I'm describing to you why you are in the wrong. Okay? The way this works is you give me money if you want to. If you don't want to, you can stay in here and be a fucking absolute idiot on your sock account. But if you want to, you can. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Team kills one. Allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1 minute ad break now, by the way.
Wait, why is this in the edit?
For you. Moon Santa gives back way more than I ever could. Does that make him the best socialist? No? Well, then shut the fuck up. Now, of course, I give plenty.
My favorite Hassan moment when it comes to those kind of whether or not you are a true socialist or a champagne socialist was his new podcast, which everyone lost their shit to because they bought into a meme that was like an insular community meme that he wasn't paying the editor and doing a Patreon exclusively for the editor because it was like, well, this way we'll raise money in the Patreon and that can go towards you. And I was like, yeah, it raised I think 9 or 10,000 in the first little bit. But everyone was like, what the fuck is on? You make millions of dollars. All the right, by the way. It was mostly the right just going what the fuck? You make millions of dollars. How could you do this? Until eventually the editor had to come out and be like, are you all serious? That it's a joke. They pay me in addition to the fact that we're all co-owners of the podcast. We all have co-ownership in it. We own the means of production of this production. That's how we organized it between me, Hassan, and Will. It's a three-way ownership going on here. So yeah. And no one retracted it, by the way. So many people got so big mad about that, made videos about it. It was a whole outrage cycle. It was like, you can't even afford to pay his editor. He started a Patreon to pay his editor because he's so cheap, because he's such a capitalist, and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden I was like, yeah, no, they pay me and we're fine. And I own a third of this. So,
but that's not socialism. And it's certainly not socialism when you turn around and you're like, man, socialism is when Hassan gives me money for watching his content.
I can just...
The percentage you give back, not how much. I mean, yeah, I own Jeff on that for sure. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Wait, where's Bill Burr?
Do it on an economic level, but as a fellow moron, it's too complicated for me to understand. All right. I am also a fellow moron, but dude, all of that shit has happened.
The nines, thank you for the 5.
If you look at all the rights and everything that you have lost in the last fucking 20 years. I don't even know. I don't even begin in creating a boogeyman and racism, genocide, all of that shit. We've done all.
I know people probably hate that word, moron, think it's really ableist or something. But I'll be honest. in Bill Burr's like defense in that term, I was like, I think we all are, and I mean this, like everybody, and especially streamers. I'm gonna go for streamers first and foremost, but I have not had a single moment with a single streamer where at one point or another they weren't being way too confident and then finding into something and then going down a rabbit hole into something they actually didn't know what they were talking about. That includes me, by the way. That includes every streamer. Like every single streamer at one point or another has in their head, because that's just like, it's a human thing to, for some reason, have a version of something in your brain that you've repeated for so long that you just think it's like, it's true. And so then you get to a certain point where all of a sudden you're doing something, someone brings up something, and it's like, oh no, you're wrong on that. No, trust me, you're wrong. It's like, no, chat. You are all wrong. All of you are wrong. Oh, no. See, no, I'm putting my foot down. You need to Google this one. What, you're all Googling it all at once and you're all sending me links? So, this is a lot of links. That's a lot of links. Okay, I guess I'll start clicking on a few of these. What's going on here? Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. I'm fucking mass banning all of you. Hammer ban, it's coming down. All of you are gone.
All of that. We've done all of that.
You do the purge.
You know, when I was a kid, there was rules on media ownership. No one person could own any 7. It was rules of 7. No one person can own.
Duke Jahoo says, like, the thing is with Hassan, he isn't getting paid millions of dollars by the Koch brothers. It's millions of dollars from Twitch subs and other things. People who think it's worth the $5. What's wrong with that? Yeah. That's like, here's the thing. If you have a massive platform, what I would want to see from people, especially the bigger the platform, the better, is to use that platform, not just to be entertaining, but also to try and enact change in the world, as in platform people whose politics you agree with, especially ones who don't have it, like union heads, union bosses, strikers, workers who are trying to strike and unionize, things like that, smaller politicians who don't have a voice because mainstream media won't platform them, those kind of things. That's also awesome and great. But at the end of the day, going after Hassan because of house or car or things like that, that's like people paying him. Like, he's grown to such a size where he has tens of thousands of people pay him for that. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I can speak. Was that a Vosh impression? No, I was not doing
7 radio stations, newspapers, TV stations, blah 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 blah, in one market, because they knew if you
honestly, every single streamer in one way or another does their own versions of this. He had Champagne, Chris Smalls on not too long ago. There was that, like, he had like 2 or 3 politicians on not too long ago, and smaller time ones. Vosh is doing that thing where it's kind of like a canvassing network that's promoted through him, but he doesn't have to take direct credit for it. Kind of like, this is me and how glorious I am kind of stuff. Like, even people who hate Chapo Trap House, they were so heavily involved with the Bernie Sanders election. Like, to levy that every single massive Champagne socialist level peer content creator also on the left does nothing is kind of ridiculous. There are a lot of people I could name who sit back and enjoy the fucking 6-figure a month Patreon salary, and that's all they care about. And that's like that and their art. Like, I like making my video that everyone can come see, and that's it. And this is my story. I do that, right? That is the thing that happens. And I guess they feel that their contribution to everything was teaching you all in some kind of video essay.
Owned all of that. If you control the media, you control thought. And yet they've let Ted
Turner
and that
he can
fucking,
give the money to charity to help you. It's true.
I want to say Ralph
it comes back to
Rupert
you.
Murdoch do exactly that and present. CNN and Fox News have the fucking balls to present the people that are on TV as journalists, and then also acting as though you're watching news. You're not. You're watching propaganda.
God damn, dude.
That was good.
I don't know what to say about that, dude. I want Bill Burr.
Socialism.
So bad.
Bill, you redheaded.
I want him to be on the show so bad.
Hassan could get him. Are you kidding me? You've got like 30,000 people watching you. That's a stadium. That's what he does. You have the same level of reach. You both are stadium sized. It's hard to describe you.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.